Hey guys, Casey here. Welcome back to Lion's Den Investments and Reviews. Hope you guys are having a good day. Got a lot to cover as far as the news in blockchain space and cryptos right now. Man, what a weekend. As you guys know, Elon Musk came out, did his tweets as normal, controlled the markets in Bitcoin and Doge, and completely tanked the markets, okay? But I expected that, and if you guys watch this channel, you should have expected it as well because last video, if you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch my last video. I'll leave a link somewhere up in the top corner, somewhere around here. But basically, I covered the Elliott wave theory, okay? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leg up, and then an ABC correction, right? So we covered where I thought Bitcoin was going to head. And as you look at the charts right now on the Bitcoin daily, we did just that. Okay, we came down and we found support right down here at about $42,860. And so right now we're just kind of hovering around there. Now, people that are invested in Bitcoin, you might be wondering if we're going to head lower from here. And right now, that's kind of up in the air. Nobody really knows, right? The one thing I do know is that a lot of buying is taking place from big institutions and big banks right now in Bitcoin, okay? So they are putting a floor under Bitcoin. With that being said, I would say Bitcoin is probably going to hold its support around here, and then we'll start this new leg up on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if you look at the fundamentals of Bitcoin as a whole and the blockchain and cryptos, okay, it's still pretty bullish. All right, granted, Bitcoin's got some problems when it comes to its transaction times and being used for a means of exchange. And we'll go ahead and cover that real quick because I want to cover an article that was in response to Elon Musk's tweet, and it's from Mark Cuban, okay? And then after that, I'll take you in and we're going to talk about THETA and Tfuel because those are two tokens, or that's actually the project I'm heavily invested in between those two tokens. So I'll take you into that. We'll look at the technical analysis on that, and then I want to cover Gpool because guys, if you own Theta and Tfuel right now, this isn't financial advice, but I would highly recommend staking. Okay, so we'll get into that here in a little while with the mainnet 3.0, which is just around the corner here. But that's Bitcoin for right now. And let's go over here to Mark Cuban because in my last video I was talking about Elon's tweet. And Elon Musk tweeted that he wanted to basically go green with Bitcoin and they were going to dump their Bitcoin holdings. Then it came out shortly after that Elon had not dumped their Bitcoin holdings, but they had put a halt on Teslas being bought with Bitcoin, okay? Now, he also talked about the energy consumption on Bitcoin. Here's what you need to know about that, okay? The energy consumption on Bitcoin is, yes, it's really high. So if you're planning on mining Bitcoin with a laptop, forget it, okay? Basically, at this current moment in time, Bitcoin is only being mined by supercomputers over in China and other countries for the most part, okay? Because it requires too much computing resources to confirm the transactions. And this, again, is why your transaction times are so slow and blocks are being created at a slower pace on Bitcoin than any other blockchain out there, okay? It's a first generation, first of its kind, and it gave birth to everything that you see today, which is, DeFi space, NFTs, that sort of thing. And those guys are all like third, fourth generation blockchains, so they're much, much more efficient with energy consumption than Bitcoin is, and transaction speeds are 10 times, 1,000 times faster. So Mark Cuban responded back to Elon Musk though in regards to the energy consumption. And before I go into the article and what he had to say, just know this, okay? Bitcoin's energy consumption, literally, if you break it down, the amount of energy that's used for consumption on Bitcoin to confirm blocks and transactions and all that, you could basically power the city of Las Vegas. Okay, now that's a lot of energy to consume, that you would have to consume in order to power the city of Las Vegas. But if you look at our financial system as a whole right now, okay, in traditional markets with banks and all that, the energy consumption on that is like 10,000 times higher than Bitcoin. So, the whole argument for Bitcoin, he's going to dump his holdings in Bitcoin and Bitcoin's archaic because of the fact it requires too much energy consumption. Like, what are you comparing it to? Because if you're comparing it to something like traditional markets, it doesn't even hold a flame to it. So keep that in mind. But Mark Cuban came out here and then he said, let's see here, let's read the article. Basically, Mark Cuban has made an argument that accepting cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, will actually help the environment. And he went on and he said, he told Elon Musk, whose electric car company Tesla has suspended accepting Bitcoin, citing environmental problems. He told him, basically, we at Mavs.com will continue to accept Bitcoin, ETH, and Doge because we know that replacing gold as a store of value will help the environment. So Mark Cuban's case is from a gold perspective and mining in gold. Look how much energy consumption is used just on mining gold alone. I'm gonna guess. I haven't looked at the stats, but I would say it's probably 1,000 times that of Bitcoin. Okay, because you got to have mining rigs. You got to actually dig for the gold. Then once you find the gold, you have to basically convert it and filter it out so that it's actual gold. Then you got to melt it down. Then you got to recreate it into a coin or a gold bar. That's a lot of energy that's being consumed there just on gold. So he makes a good point there. I'm not really going to cover the rest of the article because that's really all I wanted to show you. If you want to read it, the link's in the description below. But that's basically the stance from Mark Cuban to Elon Musk on his tweet that he put out. And to be quite honest with you, I don't care what Elon Musk says about Bitcoin or Dogecoin. I follow the fundamentals. I look at what the central banks are doing. I look at the regulations and clarity from the SEC down to the CFTC. Okay, those are the things I pay attention to because you still got all this the big banks and the big boys going into cryptos and blockchain as a whole because it's a disruptive technology that you cannot ignore. Okay, you can't deny it. So regardless if he says Bitcoin, this, Bitcoin that, I don't care. Bitcoin could lose its dominance tomorrow, and I would still be investing in some of the long-term projects that I'm in. So you got to think about this as an investor when you're looking at blockchain and cryptos, and you're investing in these projects. You got to have more long-term outlook for them. Okay, if you're looking to make some short gains like you can on Doge, make sure that you're in and out. Okay, make sure that your time frames are shorter, and be careful. Because these guys are playing a dangerous game. And I think, honestly, Elon Musk should be held accountable for some of his tweets that he's making on Bitcoin because it's completely manipulating the market. Okay, it's set my plans back as far as time frames for when I wanted to liquidate some of my holdings. So you got to readjust your plan as you go sometimes because things do change. And with that said, that's all I'm really gonna say is just be careful, okay? Make sure you got a plan. So, with that said, let's go ahead and move on from Bitcoin and the energy consumption stuff. And let's talk about Godzilla, guys. Okay, Theta. How many of you guys are Theta holders? If you are, hit that like button, okay? Um, Now this is interesting because I found this from Motley Fool. This is an article that came out just yesterday from Motley Fool. Actually, it was dated May 16th, so it was the day before that, but it hit my newsfeed yesterday. And what have I been telling you guys on my channel? I've been telling you that Theta had just as much potential as Ethereum, didn't I? I told you it could actually be bigger than Ethereum, and my personal opinion is that it is bigger than Ethereum because it solves a major problem with the bandwidth on the internet, okay, that exists today. So that if you increase the bandwidth and you can reduce your costs for major companies to increase that bandwidth for live streaming video, just one example, okay, you're looking at a project that's going to revolutionize the internet as it is today and take us from like the internet where it is to internet 2.0 or 3.0. All right. And so, yeah, Theta's Godzilla, guys. And this article here from Motley Fool, look at the title. Is Theta token the next Ethereum or the next Dogecoin? Well, I can tell you it's not Dogecoin because Dogecoin doesn't even have any damn use case behind it. Doesn't even have a development team behind it. Okay? So, and it really doesn't do anything other than, just peer-to-peer transactions in a form of, means of exchange. So, you know, yeah, it's the next Ethereum, basically. This impression here on this article, by the way, got 3.8 billion impressions when it went live. So, guys, if you're not familiar with impressions, that would be like your unique organic visitors online that hit an article and read an article or something like that. So that is huge. We're talking like damn near half the population, world population, saw this article. What do you think that's going to do for Theta, right? People are going to read the article. They're going to find out about it if they haven't already. And you're going to see a lot more money coming into Theta. By the way, huge announcement on Theta and Tfuel. Okay, SAP. I don't know if you guys are familiar with SAP, but it is the world's largest customer relationship management software. SAP, and then you got Salesforce, which is another competitor to SAP. They both are testing right now at this very moment. They're testing the Theta blockchain on those two software programs for retail stores. Okay, now I don't know the ins and outs of what all they're going to do with that, with their own software programs and how they had integrated in with Theta. I don't know the details of that, but I know that the software architect behind SAP literally went out and blog posted and wrote a blog that was basically forwarded to his colleagues, his higher ups there at SAP, and he was telling them as he was doing the beta test with Theta, he's never seen anything like this as far as a blockchain for its use case because it has so much potential and functionality when it comes to use case. He said he looked at Ethereum and a few others, and he put Theta at the very top. So very promising news for Theta. And guys, if SAP and Salesforce end up doing a live piloted project, within their own software program with Theta blockchain, oh man, look out! You're gonna see Theta explode in price, and we haven't even made it to Coinbase yet. Speaking of Coinbase, there are rumors floating around right now that they're doing a fast track listing. They're actually doing that with Dogecoin, but they got another list of tokens that they're planning on doing with that too. And the rumor is Theta's on that list as well. So we'll have to wait a couple weeks and see what happens. But just from a use case perspective, I mean, if Coinbase is going to list Dogecoin, they might as well go ahead and list Theta because Theta is a real solid project. It's one of the best projects I've seen in blockchain to date. Even when you look at projects like Polkadot or this new one with ICP. Okay, I know I said I was going to shoot a video on ICP. I was talking to a couple subs last week about that. I do have that planned. I just want to get it mapped out so I can actually cover it for you without shooting a 30-minute video. So that's Theta right now. You also have let's see here, Theta Mainnet 3.0. They're going to introduce Tfuel staking and burning. Okay, we've already talked about this, and I want to talk about the staking portion real quick because, guys, I was saying if you hold Theta, you might want to consider staking, right? See, Tfuel, when Mainnet 3.0 launches, they're going to burn 2 billion Tfuel, so it's going to reduce the supply of Tfuel that's available to buy. All right. Not to mention, in order to integrate into the Theta blockchain, you have to actually purchase Tfuel from your corporation's data center so you can integrate with the Theta blockchain. All right. So you got a lowering in the supply and an increase in the demand of Tfuel. What do you think that's going to do to the price? All right. I've already showed you the technicals. We're gonna go straight to the moon. So that's the Theta Mainnet 3.0. And if we go back here to THETA we've got 43 days until that happens. All right, and I don't think you're going to see it pushed back this time either. I think they're ready to go. But that's you know, basically what's taking place with TFuel and the staking on TFuel, guys. If you go to Gpool here, you can go to gpool.io/home, and TFuel just popped up on their website here just within the last week. So you're going to be able to get ready to stake TFuel here soon with TFuel, and your reward is TFuel. The Gpool, they pushed the payout rewards back to about every 12 days. So you're still getting your daily reward. It's just now, instead of getting paid out like bi-weekly or every 3 days or something like that, now you're going to be getting paid out every 12 days. But you're still making your daily, you're getting your daily rewards. So if you haven't checked out Gpool, guys, go check out Gpool, gpool.io. Don't know why it's not coming up right now. So yeah, we'll just go back here to the charts, because Theta right now, look at that. It is following my technical analysis that I laid out for you guys to a T. And I would say right now we have officially started what I would say is leg one up on the charts here. And that could take us potentially on up into really high prices. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leg up, guys, it's more long term. Okay, so it's not I'm not predicting Theta to hit these prices, say, by like before mainnet 3.0. Some of the prices that I have targeted on Theta would be more like mid-June to probably late August, or mid-July to late August. So when you look at some of these prices, like $43 for instance at the top of leg 1, at the very top of leg 5 on the Elliott Wave Impulse, I've got us up to like $60. But keep in mind that's more long term, further out than say June 30th. But that's Theta right now. If we look at Theta to Bitcoin, check this out. Theta to Bitcoin has actually already started. It broke the downward trend on the daily, and we are now heading into a new uptrend when you take Theta and compare it to Bitcoin. So guys, yeah, like I said, I think we have initially started leg 1 of Theta on the 5-wave Elliott Impulse. And then TFuel, of course, I tell you, TFuel lags behind Theta a little bit. So here's TFuel at the moment. We didn't quite break down into that double bottom that I had projected. We're staying inside the triangle, which is good, because it's squeezing the price. And the more this price tightens, the bigger pop you're going to get, either upwards or downwards. And if Theta's heading up in price, I can tell you with confirmation, 100% certainty, that TFuel is going to head up too. It may drop just a little bit outside this weekly support here, but it's going to go up. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about, at this point, I would not worry about TFuel taking a big dump on you. Even with Bitcoin, finding its bottom, if it were to drop a little bit more from here, I don't think you're going to see Theta and TFuel, follow in sync with Bitcoin as closely. So that's all I have for today's video, guys. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You can also go out to academyofcrypto.com. That's my website. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can search for material there. I've got some new information on staking, so if you want to become more familiar with how staking works in crypto and blockchain, just go to my website under the exchange, and wallets section, and under there, there's a little drop down under like market tools, I believe, and it's for staking. So you can go check that out as well, and kind of get up to date on what staking is, if you want to understand like the technical perspectives behind that. So that's all I have, guys. Again, these markets are volatile. We take huge drawbacks like this on tweets from guys like Elon Musk. That's just part of the game. But like I say, as usual, have no fear, my friends. Okay, and I will see you guys here in the next video in a couple days. So have a great day. Take care.